Hi friends, this is KF Chan. In previous video, I showed you the most affordable grinder that produce excellent grind quality so that you can brew very good espressos. And today, let us look at the most affordable espresso machine that can make great quality espressos. And if you put in a bit of effort, it can even be better than many coffee you find in the cafes outside. This is the Gaggia Classic Pro. It is an upgraded version of the Gaggia Classic. Interestingly, my first espresso machine was a Gaggia baby when I first learned to make espresso 14 years ago. At the time, I didn't have enough money to buy a Gaggia Classic. Now the surprising thing was, this new Gaggia Classic Pro was about the same price as the old one 14 years ago. Seeing how our own currency has devalued so much over the last 14 years, this Gaggia Classic Pro at less than 3,000 ringgit is a superb deal. Okay, let me walk you through. One of the biggest impact this machine have over all the other cheap machine you see outside is the Porta Filter. It comes with a 58mm size Porta Filter. It's brass and heavy too. Now the drip tray is plastic. I don't really care much about it. It's just serve its function, that's about it. Now this particular metal tube here is for the three-way solenoid valve, where the water will come out so that it doesn't splash around. This is where the tank is, the water tank. Now you may see that having to take it out from here seems a bit messy, but don't worry, you don't actually have to do that because you can actually pour water right from the top. Now when I put it back in, I make sure the three-way valve tube is inserted correctly. Then you just put it back the drip tray. Here is where you can feed water in. One good thing about this machine is the quick warm-up time. Literally from cold to get ready to brew is approximately 15 minutes. Keep your Porta Filter into the group head to keep it warm. You will see in the middle switch the light turns on. Basically when the light is on, it tells you you are ready to brew. Now it will cycle between on and off as it detects the water temperature drop within the boiler. When the light is off, basically it's heating up. When it says the temperature is ready for brewing, it will turn on the light. There you go. I really love this polar white version. Its matte surface does not attract fingerprints and easy to clean. Okay, but let me explain a bit about this machine as a single boiler machine. Basically, a single boiler is used for brewing coffee and also for frothing milk. Generally, we prefer the temperature around 90 to 95 Celsius for brewing coffee. But for frothing milk, which requires steam, the water temperature will exceed 100 Celsius, typically around 120 under pressure. So how do we go about brewing coffee and frothing milk? Alright, let us make some coffee together. If you have seen my previous video, the Baratza Sette 30 is one of the best combination you can have for the Gaggia Classic Pro. They are certainly the most affordable you can find that can mix you excellent coffee. Like all good barista, wipe your Porta Filter dry. Dose it, groom it, tamp it. Lock it in, and let's get ready. Now you realize There's not much space in between, so if you want to put a scale, you will need a very small scale. But in this case, let us fall back on the age-old way of doing espresso. Eyeball it. Very good espresso. Okay, next thing I'm going to show you how we go about frothing milk. There is a particular technique to it to ensure you get very good milk. Here we go, brewing the espresso again into another cup. I cut short the segment so that you don't have to fall asleep waiting for the espresso to brew, but it's lovely, look at that. Now here comes the part, that is the part for you to flip the switch to get the boiler to heat up to milk frothing temperature. Now I'm actually counting down with a timer. I do not wait for the lights to turn on before I start brewing. Before I start frothing milk. Essentially, I wait 20 seconds and then I will flush out some water and start frothing milk before the lights turn back on. Okay, flush it, get some water out, some water residue. As I tell you before, even just like the coffee brewing part, when the lights is off, it's actually heating up. When the lights is on, it detects the temperature enough and then will stop heating. But in this case, when I want to froth milk, I do not want it to stop heating. So before the light turns on, I start the frothing process already. You will see that there's ample power in this manner that I can make very good milk. Very smooth and velvety. Wipe it clean, purge it a little bit. Now I should have said that, look at it, this is the part I forgot, I should have flipped off the switch after this. In fact, you see, now the light turns back on already. It already stop heating up. Remember what I said earlier, that when we want to froth and steam milk, the boiler has heated up to approximately 120 Celsius. It is going to be too hot for you if you want to brew the next cup of coffee. So after this, I'll show you how to quickly cool down the boiler and have it ready for you to brew your coffee again. Now this time I've turned off the steam, but even if I've turned off the steam, the water inside the boiler is super hot now. It is like boiling, or more than boiling. So what we do is, you flip the two switch down and then you turn the knob and you can release hot water in this way. In fact, this is the way they advise you to take hot water, but of course we do not really take water from the boiler for drinking purpose, right? But this is a great way to release approximately about 150 ml of water, turn it back off, and you are ready to brew coffee again. The temperature have dropped to the right temperature for you. There you go. If it pleases you, do subscribe, like and share. If you have any inquiry, feel free to email me. Thank you for watching. Cheers.